All right, guys, we have 5 days to turn this house into a smart home. Let's get to work. Now that you got a glimpse of how we started, let me give you the details. Client called us and said, hey, I bought this home and it's wired with everything I need. I want y'all to bring it to life. Today, I'm gonna show you how we did it. Let's get to work. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do in day one is to get all of the hard labor out of the way. For starters, speaker installation. We have over 27 speakers being installed in this house. Majority of them were wired. So the first thing that we're gonna be doing is actually cutting out our cutouts and stripping our wires and connecting our speakers. Just a learning tip here. Whenever your homes are wired, most likely the pre-construction brackets are going to be installed to a stud, as it was here. One of the things to do is make sure that you confirm where your stud is. The last thing that you want to do is put your actual draw up the opposite way, start cutting, hit a stud, and now you got to repair this. So do keep in mind that all of your speakers are going to come with a template. Make sure that you mark it correctly, make sure that you're going the right direction. Use the sheetrock cutter to cut it out. Next, we're going to strip our wires and mount the speaker. Let me show you how we did that. All right, we got our speakers cut out, we have our wires stripped. Now we're actually going to install and mount the speakers. Most speakers are going to come in a 2-conductor wire, a black and a red. Almost every speaker is going to have a black place to connect it. That's where you're going to plug in the black. Black goes in black and red goes in red. Once you have those in there, you want to make sure that there's no copper showing or no copper touching, because that is how you put your amplifiers into protection mode. And then, because we use the clip speakers that have a sky hook, we do not need a drill. All we're gonna do is put it into place and boop, boop, and ring. Magnetic grill goes in place and clip. Last speaker going up. This is the Triad speaker that's being installed in the media room. I'm excited to show you the full turnout. Let's get back to work. As we continue with day one, our biggest goal is to install anything that needs to go on the wall that's already wired. For example, all of the speakers have been installed. Now we're working on access points. The tools that are needed to make sure that you can mount this access point is one, a drill or a screw driver. You are going to need a Cat 6 tool to terminate your cables, and then a tester. If your home is already wired and terminated, hopefully they tested and passed the cables. But if you're doing this yourself, go ahead and test it to make sure that the cable does pass it and you don't have to bring it down later to install it. If you didn't know, Arachnus actually makes recessed access point brackets to conceal the actual access point, so it's surfaced and recessed into the ceiling and not surface mounted. From there, you're going to terminate your cable. Make sure that you plug it in on the PoE side. PoE stands for Power over Ethernet, so you are going to need a PoE injector or a switch on the other side. But once your mount is mounted, your cable is terminated and plugged in, we're going to grab all these little wires and the slack that we have. We're going to put it in the ceiling. We're going to grab our access point and we're going to slide it in. Cap it off. You're good to go.
Are you guys distracting my worker again?
I'm working. Okay, I think that's a good shot. Last camera just got mounted. One of the things that we did on day one is attack everything that required dust, dirt, or hard labor. So 27 speakers were installed. 2 access points were mounted, 8 cameras were terminated and mounted. Hard work has been done. Tools that you're gonna need here is gonna be Cat cable tool to terminate it, a tester, and a drill to mount it. Hopefully you've plugged in your cameras. That way you can adjust them as you mount them. But day one is completed. We'll be back tomorrow to get to work. All right, so it's day 2. Everything that was pre-wired has been installed. Our front speakers for our media room were in-ceiling speakers, and we wanted to get a better audio experience out of that room. So we're relocating the front speakers to the right, left, and center of the TV. Time to go in the attic and do some wire eye. Well, I can't take you deep down there where I'm going to be crawling to, but we do have our speaker lines. We're gonna drill down these 2x4s, get them down the wall where they need to go to, and then we'll come back and finish this video. Brian is gonna show you how we mount these TVs and everything else that we're doing on day 2.
Roger that. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is mute this TV. When it comes to this TV, it's on a full motion bracket. We have a network line that's pre-wired and a coax line that's pre-wired. So when it comes down to mounting the TV, we found the studs, we got our measurement, we left them enough space to have this mini fridge here. And at this point, we are dressing the wires for all of the different devices that are going behind this TV, which includes a streaming box, an audio, a DAC per se, a network switch, and a strip 6 to make sure that everything is surge protected. So that's pretty much everything that goes into a TV mounting to make sure that you get video and you get audio, and later on we'll talk about how all of those things work together within their system and Control4.
This is the big boy in town. This is the 100-inch Samsung, and these are also the KEF speakers that we just wired. Originally, they were wired up here, but we wanted to bring the audio and make it a little bit more directional. So we put the right on the right, the left on the left, and the center at the bottom. Please keep in mind that the actual wall is not centered, so the television was not centered to the room. We did shift this way as much as we could, but the client wanted to go big. So we got a 100-inch screen with a 7.1.2 surround sound. TVs are up, speakers are up, cabling is done. Let's keep working. All right, as we wrap up with day 2, all of our access control has been installed. We are doing smart door locks in 4 of the doors in this house. Obviously the entry point. The reason we recommend access control is because you have full control of who comes in your house, when and how they come in. This door lock actually has fingerprint. It has numbers, so you can assign codes. Things that you can do with these codes is give it to your cleaning lady, to the grass guy, to the pool guy, and limit their access. Monday, Tuesdays between 6 and 8 is the only time that their code is going to work. A lot has been done. We still have a little bit more labor to do, but audio, video, some of the access control and Wi-Fi is already completed. We'll be back tomorrow to start on the smart lighting. Let's go home. Day 3, we started with the lighting. As you can see, majority of the lighting has already been installed. This one here has not been replaced. It's still a dummy Decorah switch. This one here with the blue light is actually installed and integrated into the system. This last one right here, as you can see, is still green. We're about to identify it. It's in the system with Control4. Each of these switches get assigned to a room, and then we assign them a name. After that, the Zigbee network needs to be created, and then we're gonna tap this 1, 2, 3, 4 times. There we go. Now it's identified. So the switch is into the system, and it can actually be controlled. All right, now that it's actually identified into the system, we can actually test it. As you can see, our game room fan light is installed into the system. If I hit off, boom, turns it on, turns it off. Now we can get to the custom programming. All right, so phase 1 of lighting is completed. We did phase 1, the client fell in love with it, so we're going to be adding a lot more. You'll notice that there's a few switches in the house that have not been installed, but a big chunk of them has. Great places to install these smart switches. So for example, the media room. These switches, you can create double tap and triple tap scenes that actually execute commands, whether it's room off, whether it's Netflix, whether it's movie time. Great scenes to add to your lighting and automation system, but we installed a bunch of them. Let me give you all a glimpse. All this hard work has me sweating up a storm. I'm glad we installed smart thermostats. We used the ecobee thermostats here for the look. As we previously spoke, Control4 does integrate with multiple thermostat. Number 1 recommendation is to go with their Zigbee thermostat, and it's the recommended route, but they do connect with ecobee, Nest, Honeywell, and majority of your leading manufacturers of HVAC equipment. These have been installed, they're programmed into the system, but now it's time to get to the smart stuff. Let's go touch the rack a little bit. All right, let me show you what it looked like before. All right, come on in. Let me show you what we've done so far. There's a lot of work that has to happen in here. We had a trunk full of cables for everything that was wired into the house, and then we wired some additional cables. One of the things that they did in this house is they actually pre-wired for automated shades. Eventually, there will be automated shades that get added into the system, but they ran them with the same wire as they did with the speakers, so we had to make some tracing, labeling, separate all of our speakers so we can connect them. Everything in the house was wired in here except for the media room. The media room was wired locally. Everything else was in here. So this is where majority of the equipment is going to sit. The surround sound AVR for that media room is there. The surround sound AVR for the living room, the home audio, the matrix, the controller, power supply, cameras, everything is in here. So let me show you what we've done so far. One of the things to note is that all of the cables were terminated to length. That way we can actually manage them and cable them. As you can see, all of the CAT cables were terminated to length to make sure that we can manage them and dress them well. Our network at the top, our cameras, power supply, a matrix for home audio, a multi-channel amplifier for the home audio, AVR. You want to make sure that you have a strong backbone, so then your home automation system is reliable. We're actually in the middle of setting up one of the Halo touches. So let's go with Brian and see what he's doing. 2 Halo touches in a T4 plus the app are the user interfaces that we're going to be setting up in this house. This remote comes in the Halo and the Halo Touch version. Obviously, one of them being the touchscreen, the other one not. This one here is the Halo Touch. We get our paperwork and we get this sexy, sleek looking remote. Peel this off. Nope, client is supposed to do that, so we're not gonna peel it off. But this up here is the touchscreen. We got our power supply, our power button at the top. We're actually going to turn it on. Might be dead because it's been in the box for so long, but this right here is about to get added into the system. The actual remote is going to come with the charging station, which is a circular standing station. You're just gonna grab your remote, pop it in place. With this remote, you can control not just the room that it's assigned to, but every single room in the house. Great piece of equipment to have in the audio video rooms. Obviously, you can control this room from the app, but this right here is gonna have it to where you don't have to look up and down every time that you're trying to swipe down. Your scrollers, your volume, your channels is all here to make your system simple and easy to use. T4, another of the UIs that we're going to be using here. However, it was actually wired on this side. One of the things that we're going to do, we're going to be relocating into this side, installing our wall mounting unit, connecting this to the PoE switch upstairs, and this will be the intercom to the front door, to the phones, and this will also be the control system for the entire house. In this living room, we did a 5.1 surround sound. In-wall speakers for the front and the back. However, the center channel, we kind of debated colors, if we wanted to do black, if we wanted to do white. Changed a few times and finally stuck with black. There's going to be a surface mounted speaker mounted here. That way all of your vocals and your center channel is more directional and a little bit lower to ear level. This has already been integrated into the control system, so this can be controlled with your T4, your app, or the Halo Touch. All right, it is the final day. We've been working hard. TVs, audio, video, speakers, camera, everything installed today. We're focusing on programming and training. This is the courtyard, and one of the speakers that I did not get to show were those up there. Those were actually wired post-construction. So those 4-inch speakers that you see up there, we installed them so we can have a little audio out here. All right, so day 5, it's about programming, testing, and training. We're gonna leave the guys inclined to it. I am gonna bring y'all back so y'all can see the completed project. Thank you for tuning in. See you on the next one.